You know, there's people out here who have main character syndrome. There's people out here who have extra syndrome, meaning like they're just extras on the set. If I'm going to tell you to pick a side, I'm going to tell you to have main character syndrome. Why? Because in life, we're actually the directors and the actors. We're both. Depending on what kind of film you're directing, it's going to determine how the actor acts. So think about what kind of film you're directing. You're directing a horror movie, action, comedy, romance, sci-fi. What kind of movie you directing? Think about it. Take a second and think about it. Think about what kind of movie have you been directing? Do you want to continue that film? Do you want to scrap it and start a new one? The reason why I say you're the director and the actor is because we play mental movies in our heads every day. We're constantly thinking about past situations and we're thinking about the future. We're getting ready to do something. Say I'm getting ready to give a presentation. I'm thinking about how that presentation is going to play out. And depending on what kind of director I am, it's going to determine how that movie plays out. You get what I'm saying? Like, if I think that my presentation is going to go bad, I'm going to stutter, I'm going to stumble, I'm going to forget things, the people out in the crowd are going to laugh at me or make fun of me, or they're not going to pay attention to me at all. If I'm playing that in my head, if that's the film that I'm directing, you know what's going to happen when I go to act out the film. I'm going to have that influence how I act. Now I'm more likely to stutter, stumble, to have the audience disengage with me because of how I'm acting. Not because they already wanted to be disengaged. Not because they already chose to judge me. It's because I already judged myself before I even stepped in the room. I already played this film of failure. That was the film I decided to direct. So imagine if I rewind and I go back and I think, you know what? Let's change that. Let's rewrite the script. When I go in here, I'm going here with confidence. I'm going to go in here and I'm going to have all my points ready. I've already studied this. I know what I'm saying. I know what I'm talking about. I know that I'm going to go in here and I'm going to kill this shit. This is going to be probably one of the best presentations that anybody has ever seen in their lives. Do you think I'm going to get a different outcome? That's a different film. That's a completely different film than the first one. All you have to do is change the script. You can change the script before you even start to act in the film because you're the actor too. You're the actor. The outside world, your reality, that's you playing a role. You're playing a role in your reality. And before you actually even play the role, you're directing it. Directing, acting. That's how you can look at this entire experience that we want to call this. And I'm not trying to be, super conscious, but I feel like there's a point to be made here. You got to be able to direct your own movie and act in it. Direct the movie first. Write the script first. And then act it out. I think a lot of people get caught up in trying to act it out first and thinking that that'll influence their script. But that doesn't actually make any sense. I'm going to act out the movie and then write the script. I'm going to act out the movie and then direct it. I don't think that tracks. So what I would suggest for you to start doing is to write your script, direct your movie, then act in it. Act it out. Because then at that point, all you have to do is act. All you have to do is act. At that point, all you got to do is act. Once you write your script the way that you want it written, yeah, you can go back and tweak shit, of course. Of course, anything that don't fit, anything that you look at and you like, this don't fit, this don't make sense, I don't like the way this is going, go back and revise the script. And then continue acting. You can sub out acting for living, continue living. It's about as simple as I can put it. Direct your movie, act in your movie. Anything you don't like about your life right now, it's how it was scripted. It's a scripting issue. It's a directing issue. It's not an actor issue. You just acting this shit out. You just acting, living, look at it the same way. You just acting. You don't like how the movie's been playing? Pause it. Go back to the script. Revise. Change the direction. Continue acting. Change the movie, man. You don't have to stay on the same movie. You don't have to. If you've been living a horror film for your entire life, go back to the drawing board. Scrap it. Change it.
I've been living in poverty my entire life. I've been poor. I've been broke.
You want to continue living like that? You want to continue that movie? Is that the movie you want to continue? Or would you like to change it to something else? Would you like your life to be more action-packed, more adventure, more comedy, more humor? You know what I mean? Like, if you want those things, put them in the script. Put it in the script. And you can put it in the script by start up here. This is where you're writing the script at. This is where you're directing the script. SMP. Spiritual, mental, physical. Those are the 3 realms of existence. I'm sure you can find that information anywhere across YouTube, anywhere across the internet. I think this is a commonly known thing. There's 3 realms, 3 planes of existence. We exist spiritually, we exist mentally, and we exist physically. The physical, I think that's where a lot of people get caught up at, and they think that that's all there is. The physical is the realm of effect. It's the effect. It's the effect of the mental and the spiritual. That is the result you get from these 2 things. From the S and the M, you get the P. Pause. But the physical is only the effect. And you cannot change an effect with an effect. You cannot do it. You cannot change your movie by changing the actor. The actor's still going to act the same way in the fucked up movie you wrote. So if it's a horror movie, just because you replace fucking Tom Cruise with fucking Denzel Washington, that does not mean that the movie has changed. Maybe the quality has changed, depending on your opinion, but the genre of the movie has not changed because the director and the script has already said this is a horror movie. So I don't care who you sub the actor out with. The movie's going to be the movie. This is the genre. So if you want to change the genre of your movie, you need to go back and change your script. And it starts up here. Change your mentality. Change how you look at things. Change your perspective. You look at things a certain way and then you think, oh, that's just how it is. No, that's how you view it. That's how you view it. You're viewing it that way. You can choose to change that. You don't have to stay in that same place. You don't have to stay in a state of poverty. You don't have to stay in a state of fucking depression, loneliness. You don't have to be there. You don't. You feel like you have to be there because you don't know nothing else. You've been constantly bumping your head trying to change shit from the physical. And you cannot change shit just off of physical alone. All three of these things have to be synchronized. You cannot just use one thing. You can't just sit here in the realm of spiritual and just pray everything away. You cannot just sit in the realm of mental and just think everything away. You cannot think $1 million into your pocket. You can't do it, not by itself. You need the rest of the equation. SMP, spiritual, mental, physical. This is how the actual game works. And there's so many different analogies. It don't really matter about the analogy. Whatever you find helps make it make more sense to you, use it. I don't give a damn, but you really need to get it down that there's 3 realms, 3 planes of existence. We exist in 3 planes. Get that part down and it'll make everything else for you easier. You'll be able to figure out how to actually maneuver in this game we call life. You'll be able to figure out how I can actually get the things that I want, how I can do the things that I want. Maybe if you hear it from somebody else.
Picture yourself walking into a room full of people. In one version, you see yourself as awkward, out of place, with others judging you. Your heart beats faster, your muscles tense up, and you start feeling anxious before anything has even happened. Now rewind that mental movie and play a different version. This time you see yourself walking in confidently, connecting easily with others, and having good conversations. Notice how your body feels more relaxed and your energy flows better just by changing the movie in your mind. These mental movies run automatically most of the time. They come from our past experiences, what others told us, and what we decided to believe about ourselves. But here's the interesting part. We can learn to be the director.
Direct your own fucking movie. I don't know why you would hand over the rights of your movie to somebody else. I don't know why you wouldn't take ownership of your movie, especially when you have complete control of it. You can literally make any movie you decide to make. So why are you making a shitty movie on autopilot? Why? Why would you choose that? Why would you choose to have a shitty movie when you don't have to? You don't have to. It's not required. It's not set in stone. Change the movie. You don't like what movie's being played right now. You don't like what movie you're acting in right now. Step into the role of the director. Step into the role of the writer. And change the movie. Of course, the physical is the actor, the mental is the director, and the spiritual is the writer. You cannot have a movie with just a director. Can't have a movie with just an actor. Can't have a movie with just a writer. You can write a script all day, but if you ain't got nobody to direct the script and then act in it, what are you gonna do with that movie? I mean, it sounds like a great book, I guess. I don't know. But you can't just have an actor. I don't care how great he is. What are you gonna act? What are you gonna act in? There's no script for you. There's no director to give you the direction of the film. What? This is why I say you need all 3, the spiritual, mental, and the physical. SMP, You need those three. They have to all be synchronized. You can't have just one. Can't even just have two. You need all three. All three in order to get the things that you want, in order to manifest the shit that you want. You need all three. SMP.
Of these inner movies, instead of just watching them passively. Start by catching yourself when you're playing negative movies in your mind. Maybe you're about to give a presentation, and your mental movie shows you messing up and people laughing. Stop the projection right there. Take a breath. Now, consciously create a new movie where you speak clearly, and people listen with interest. The trick isn't to force yourself to think positively all the time. That's not realistic. Instead, become aware of what movies you're playing and how they affect your energy. Some people think this is just wishful thinking, but research shows that our brain responds to mental rehearsal almost the same way it responds to actual experience. Your brain doesn't know the difference between a real event and one you vividly imagine. Athletes use this principle when they mentally practice their moves, perfecting their technique.
Change the script. Change the direction. And then allow the actor to act. That's all I got for you.
I'ma fall.
Fake shit don't last. Wasn't a way till I made my path. I like when that money come fast. I need the crypto, I need the cash. Where was you when I was down bad?